Hello, welcome back to the Sydney Theatre. I hope you enjoyed the film. I hope you are still all in your seats in the cinemas all around the two countries, Australia and New Zealand. What did you guys here think? Any good? Well, I'm really glad. I'm glad you liked it. The bad news, unfortunately, is that the star of the film, Pete Postlethwaite, who was going to be with us, has unfortunately not going to be with us tonight, but he has written us a little note which says, "Hello, Australia and New Zealand. I'm so sorry I can't be with you. I was all booked, I did have my tickets ready, but for unforeseen personal circumstances intervened. But please know that I am with you in spirit and I'm 100% behind the film, and I hope that you will all join us in the fight against climate change. Much respect from Shropshire, Pete Postlethwaite." But the good news is that we do have two very special guests over here. John Hepburn, who's a climate change dude from Greenpeace. Nice to see you. And Senator Christine Milne from the Green Party from Australia Parliament. But you're not actually going to say anything for quite a long time, so just talk amongst yourselves. Now, if anybody's watching in the cinemas around the country and you'd like to text us a question, by the power of modern technology, i.e. a mobile phone, you're hopefully going to be able to text to my friend over here, Jackie, and hopefully the phone number is up on your screen now. If it's not, the whole thing is going to fall over. But hopefully it is. There's Jackie. Get ready, Jackie, girl. And the other very, very exciting person we have joining us is actually on a boat in the Arctic. And if the weather is okay, then he will hopefully be joining us by satellite link. So that's the plan, basically. If you don't believe all of this business that we're all live to the whole country and all of that stuff, I think we're going to try and prove it to you now, but it may not work. We're going to try and show you some pictures from all around the country. Is this possible? Here they all are. Darwin, I've got no idea where that is. Sydney, good. Shout out when you see yourself.
I said, "Father, when's it going to happen?" He said, son, don't worry." So I called my mother. I said,
so there we go. There were some people watching this around the country. And I think that we're actually going to have a very quick question, which unbelievably has already been texted in. Is this true? Did you really get one? I think some people knew in advance the phone number. Let me get the question. Cheers, Jackie. From somebody in Sydney. I think I'm seeing how this is working. Daryl in Sydney. Oh, God, it's to me. How did you raise the money to make the film? Well, basically, I made this other film, McLibel, I don't know if you heard about it, about McDonald's, and I tried to get a commission in the normal way from like the BBC or Channel 4 or whoever for that film, but they'd all had legal issues with McDonald's in the past, so they wouldn't fund a film about McDonald's. So then I was forced to use the kind of maxing out credit cards, rich boyfriend funding model for that one. And but then when I finished it and we started distributing it, I realized it's all about owning the rights to your film, because in the end, I think about 22 million people saw that film because I was able to give it out, you know, on the internet, cable channels, film festivals, DVDs, and all the rest of it. Whereas if it had belonged to the BBC or whoever, you know, they would have just shown it once on TV and that would have been the end of it. So when we came to make this film, we very much wanted to keep hold of the rights. And but Rich Boyfriend had departed, and we had much bigger aspirations. So we decided to invent this scheme which we call crowdfunding, and essentially 228 people invested in the film. People, but also groups like hockey clubs and a women's health centre. And so the film belongs to all those people. They all have a little slice of the film, as do the crew, who all had to work at ridiculously low wages, essentially minimum wage. So that was the answer to the question. I can't remember what the question was, but I'm hoping that answered it. I think we're going to get some reactions here now from some people in the audience. My new best friend, Felix. Are you here somewhere, Felix? He's over there. There he is. Felix, do you have a microphone? You do, great. What did you think of the film?
I thought it was a wonderful film.
Is that it?
I thought it was the first film I've ever seen on this issue that actually said what a lot of people feel deep down. And I think it's quite a terrifying issue for a lot of people, but there seems to be this mass ignoring of what seems to be such an important thing to be worrying about. And I think this film actually puts it right in front of you and lets people be emotional about it, which is probably the most important thing to start change.
Because you've actually been involved in the fight against climate change for quite a long time now. Are you feeling even more inspired, perhaps?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great to be re-inspired along the way as well, because you reach hurdles where you feel quite hopeless about it often, and I think events like this, to see these things really kind of top you up again, and yeah, this is just a great film.
Thanks so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I believe we've got Wendy Harmer in the audience, who is a top Aussie comedian.
Hello.
Where are you? I can't see you.
Over here.
What did you think?
Well, my daughter will be the same age as me in 2055, which is an interesting thing to think about. The family is going... I'm just wondering, that we were thinking of going skiing next week, or we could ditch that and get a low-cost Indian airline and go and see that guy in the UK and help out with his wind farm. We're not really sure about that. It's an interesting concept. But I guess the thing is that, I mean, I joined my first environment group, it would be 35 years ago now, to protect the Otway Ranges in Geelong, which have long since gone. So I think these the sort of things that you do are very welcome, because they're great tools for all of us who are already involved in the movement. And we'd like to think that we're a little less stupid than other people. They're very, very useful and very welcome. So thank you for all your great efforts, and thanks for thanks for not being so stupid.
And do you have any jokes about climate change? Because I've never heard a good one.
Oh, that's really, really tough to put me on the spot there. No, I don't have any good jokes about climate change.
There are none, are there?
No.
Someone's going to come up with one day. I believe we've got another question now. Thank you very much, Wendy. Is this true? Do we have another question, Jackie? We're a slickly organised operation here, as you can see. Thank you very much. The question is from Claire. Why don't they build wind turbines in the oceans?
Is that the joke that we were all waiting for?
Yes. That is the brilliant
Brian
climate change
Brown
joke.
sitting next to me and said, how do you make a climate change? But we actually don't know the answers, so can you move on?
I think that there's... I wouldn't have a clue what the answer to that question is, but thank you for it anyway. But I think we all know somebody who would, which is the guy from the wind turbine in the film. Is there... I don't even know where the technical guys are. Are there any... what time is it in the UK? Can we phone Piers in the UK? Technical people? Yes? They're telling in my ear that we can. OK, let's phone Piers and ask him that very difficult question. See if he really knows about wind farms or not. Probably doesn't. Any more questions? Let's have the... I'll have that one later. Yeah. She just wants to answer me questions about wind farms. What do you think I am? OK, give me an easy one. Thank you. Oh, my God. From Alison in Perth. Why aren't there any Australian or New Zealand characters? This is a good question. I think this is a beautiful cue to go back to New Zealand to Lizzie, the producer of the film, who is in fact herself a Kiwi. Is this possible? Can we go back to Lizzie?